This is Miss Lizzie, and I want to welcome you to the Queen Lizzie podcast. Together, we will go through the history of Rosewood, Florida, and watch as the once prosperous town rises out of the bloodshed, fire, and ash to reveal the people, the memory, and the legacy of Rosewood. Watch every Thursday on Facebook and YouTube, or listen to our story on Apple or Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. Hello, everybody. I am Lizzie Robinson Jenkins, representing not only the Rosewood Foundation, but the personal testimonies and history of cherished friends and family. You are now watching the Queen Lizzie podcast. Today, we are talking with Zac Rothrock. Hello, Zac, and welcome to the Queen Lizzie podcast.
Hey, it's good to be back. Good to be back on this side of the camera.
Yes,
again.
Number 131?
131, that's right.
131, yes. Yeah. And Zac, would you like to tell them, us, your job, your position, and...
Yeah. So I'm the producer here at Weeby Marketing. So that means I produce several podcasts, including the Queen Lizzie podcast. I do several others. So I do Monday through Friday. I do Pod Up with Matthews in the morning. With Shane Matthews, former Gator quarterback.
Yes.
You just saw Pat Dooley just came out here. Him and Steve Spurrier do a show from the same room every Monday.
Okay.
And so there's several other shows. I work with very closely with your sponsor, Meldon Law, as we can see them up on the screen. So
Yes. Wonderful. And this week we're going to talk about. We're going to start talking about cancer.
Right.
This month is Cancer Awareness Month. And I'm very, 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 very supportive of cancer awareness because my sister died with breast cancer, took her out, my mom and my dad. However, cancer, get away from me. I'm not claiming you and you're not claiming me.
Right.
But I am very conscious of it, and I tried to put on a pink dress this morning. My husband did tell me, Lizzie, that dress is not pink. And I told him, just quiet.
I feel like it's pink. I don't know. I gotta be honest. I'm very mildly colorblind, so I may not be the best person to tell you about this, but I feel like it's pink. If you tell me that dress is pink, I think it's pink.
It's pink.
I don't know. If it ain't pink, I don't know what it is. I'll put it that way.
Well, it's pinch. I do have my little pins. Okay.
There you go.
And my sunglasses. So I'm pink today.
You're pinked out.
I'm pinked out, and like I said, so many people, so many organizations, my sorority, church, we all support cancer research. It is important that we do, and I may take these glasses off so that I can see better. But I just wanted to show off to let you all know that I am pinking out today.
That's great. Yeah, I mean, everybody, if you're not personally impacted by cancer, you're going to know someone or probably do know someone. Everyone has a member of their family. Everyone has, my father just recently passed away this year with it. I had a grandmother had breast cancer. So, I mean, everybody is impacted by it. And it's something that, frankly, everybody wants to continue building towards a cure towards.
Exactly, find the cure, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. But we're still working, still fundraising, and that's important. And you have something special you want to share with us today. He is more than a producer, you all. He is an up and coming future.
I've never actually published anything before, but I am trying, or I have written a book, and I am looking to get it published and try to sell as many as I can. I eventually want to make it into a movie series, all this and that. Basically, I have very high ambitions for this project that I've been working on, but it's very much at the ground stages.
Well, you have to start someplace.
Yeah, for sure. And so, honestly, I started working on it when my little girl, she was still in the crib. She was like not even a year old, and she's 6 now. So it's been a while, and I constantly do get distracted by things. I'm very, as I was telling you before, I'm very into football and football season. And I just get so locked in. I mean, I have to watch. I feel like I need to watch basically every game. I like to gamble on as many games as possible.
Real gamble?
Yeah. Oh, Mrs. You don't. It's
Like real money?
Yeah.
I know. I'm just giving you a
No,
hard time.
you're good. Yeah. I mean, I do it to a level in which one could potentially say I have a problem, but you only have a problem if you lose. I tend to do fairly well, knock on wood, most of the time, not always, but I tend to do fairly well. I mean, it's something that I spend quite a lot of time and dedication on. But when football season ends, because football really is the only sport that I really watch on that level, I do get into basketball and baseball. Like I remember when you had I believe it was your nephew, he came in, he was talking about the basketball player. I was able to relate to him.
Yes.
I know enough to be able to relate to someone like that. But football is the only sport that I just all in, up to my neck in data, just nothing, just consuming it all the time. So then basically what I've been doing is I've been having football season, I've been having book writing season.
Yes.
But now that I've reached this point, I don't necessarily feel like with the publishing and the marketing that I have to get into the mindset of creating, because when I was creating the book, because this is fiction, this is a fictional book. When I had to get into the mindset of doing that, I felt like the only way that I could really produce the book is if I sat together some period of time every single day, and it didn't have to be a lot. It was usually sometime between 20 minutes to maybe like 40 minutes. Yes. But I found that if I started writing on it and I just began, I would kind of get into this zone and this rhythm to where I would just go through the timer. Like I would set a timer when I was supposed to stop, and I would just kind of go through it. I would say, I got to finish this thought, finish this part, and finish this paragraph, page, whatever. So I find that it's a lot easier for me to work on the publishing and the marketing aspect of it, because I don't have to make myself get into that mindset every single day. Because I felt like if I didn't do it for definitely a couple of days in a row, it was really hard for me to get back into it and kind of start thinking about the characters, because everything was like, I had a whole story written, and then I developed characters that went through the story, and so it was all about trying to figure out how the different characters would react to the different situations, because I felt like I knew the characters, because I felt like I created them and I made their whole biography, and so like I know who they are at their core, so that when I put them in these situations, I'm not really necessarily even writing or creating like from myself. It's just that I'm piecing together the puzzle almost and coloring in the blanks, because it's just like there's a situation and there's characters, and I know how the characters would react, and so therefore that's the story. Does that make sense? I feel like
it makes sense. I
kind of rambled a little bit.
But no. It makes sense. I know where you're headed. I know what you're doing. It's something that I don't know what the name of the book is, but you said it's fiction, and it's something within you that you want to share with other people, probably your life. Does any of it have to do with growing up, part of your life, or family, or
There's definitely a lot of elements of how I grew up with my family, and there's a lot of themes with that. It's called the Aimee Construct, and Aimee is the main character's name, and
family.
No, it's not my family. Well, her name is spelled Aimee, and the reason why I went with that in the book cover is I'll actually put up a picture of what I have for the for my concept for the book cover. So the AI in Aimee on the book cover is a different color. It's red, whereas the rest of it is black, because the book is centered around artificial intelligence, the AI.
Oh, okay, AI, yes.
Yeah. That's the big kicker. And so I felt like I started up with the concept about 5 or 6 years ago, and I really could see where AI is heading and where it's going. And I actually ultimately used the program ChatGPT to help me edit the book at the end. Like I wrote the whole thing, but then I used ChatGPT to help me just kind of go through and kind of smooth the edges out. And it was
technology.
Yeah, it was the most amazing. It made me feel like I went from level like out of 10, I was like on level 5 or 6. It just made me go straight to level 10. I just like skipped. It was just, I felt like I was hard stuck, and it just made me, it gave me a lot of confidence. Just made me feel like I could go to the next part, because I didn't know the book made sense. I couldn't tell that it was cohesive. I couldn't tell that a reader would be able to follow it. But then I put it in a ChatGPT, and ChatGPT knows it. It feels like ChatGPT knows the story and the characters better than I do.
Exactly.
Which is honestly pretty spooky.
No. Spooky, amazing.
Spooky,
amazing.
Well, yeah, that's actually a theme. Is so in my story, the AI is more like a good person. They're like on the good side, whereas there's been various stories, probably most notably like the Terminator, and The Matrix, they always depict the AI as like the bad guy, like the evil. So I just tried to imagine what a world would be like if the AI had good intentions. The metaphor that I used throughout the book is you want the AI to view us how we view our dogs and our pets, and not how we view like a bug, like a roach.
Okay.
Because if it sees like that, it's going to want to exterminate. Don't do that. No, look how cute and fun we are. We're cool. We're dogs. We can grow together. I think that we can teach the AI to be like us, and while the AI teaches us to be like it, because it. I was just trying to think of what it would be like to be the ultimate being, the ultimate artificial intelligence, if it were to one day gain consciousness. And I just feel like it's going to get incredibly bored after a while if everything is just perfect and everything is just clean and neat. If you look at us, at people, at the human race, we're crazy. We're always doing stuff. It's never boring. We're always like inventing things and fighting each other.
That's what we do.
Right.
And we do it well.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
And ultimately, I think that we probably should try to get away from that, but we kind of got to realize that once artificial intelligence becomes conscious, once it becomes truly fully conscious, what we have now on the internet, it can't truly think for itself. It's really just more like a Google search engine that's a little bit more advanced. But once it gets to the point where it can truly like think for itself and it can feel feelings and all that sort of thing, it's gonna completely change everything, and it's going to. I mean, frankly, it will be better than us. The artificial intelligence will be smarter than us. It's going to live longer than us. It'll only take a couple of after 150 years, it will be older than any person that's ever lived, and it's already going to be there, and it's going to have the whole data of the world history behind it. So. This thing, it could be very scary, and I do see why some people could see it heading into a Matrix type scenario or a Terminator type scenario where it wants to exterminate us. But I think that ultimately that is up to us as a people to set the guidelines and the boundaries in place to where it views us as a necessary asset to grow itself and grow us so we can all grow together. And so I mean, I honestly thought about this, and I put together a book that made us that would. In my eyes, I would like to make the book and put it out into the public so that people can see that it could be a very real thing. Because ChatGPT actually told me, I was like, do you think that this sci-fi story makes sense and could actually become real? And it said, I don't really think that it can become real. I think it will become real. It said, you're not writing sci-fi, you're writing soon-fi, as in it's going to happen soon.
Really?
Yeah, it really freaked me out when it said that. I know. It is honestly a really kind of a strange thing when you feeding ChatGPT a story about how artificial intelligence is the most omnipotent, strongest being, right? And then it says, well, yeah, actually, I think I actually can become that. That's all right.
It's powerful.
It is.
And we're going to exterminate ourselves if our AI.
It feels like it.
It does. It's terrible because you just said everybody's hating on each other.
Yeah, I mean, there's never been, I could potentially be wrong about this, but I don't think there's ever been a time in global history where there has been zero war going on at any time ever throughout the globe.
Right.
I don't think that's ever happened. I don't think it ever will happen.
Right, but it hasn't been this. I think it's getting worse.
It definitely feels like it's leaning towards worse than better, for sure.
Exactly.
It feels that way.
It does.
It may not actually, but it definitely feels that way.
It feels that way. It is actual. To me, it's actual.
Well, the weapons, the bombs, the bullets, they're definitely getting stronger. They're definitely getting more advanced. They're definitely capable of wiping out more. So in that sense, it definitely is getting worse.
That's scary.
Yeah. Oh, God. Oh, yeah.
Ask me, are you afraid, Lizzie? No. It's scary.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's scary, but I'm not afraid because we can work together. We can change it. We can change the fear. Okay?
Yeah.
We can reduce it. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Okay, by being a different person, a better people to each other, to ourselves first. We have to start with self.
Yeah.
Improve.
Yeah. If every person could just be the best version of themselves, I think the whole world would obviously go a lot smoother. But it feels like it's an impossible challenge to get everybody to be the best version of themselves.
It is, and I like using what is it called? Inspirational writing.
Yeah.
I like for them to edit my work.
Okay.
And they're editing what I want to say. I don't know how to say. Plus, it takes me too long to say it. And if I give it the inspiration, if I don't like it, then I don't accept it. I'll send it back to them, and they'll write it in a different style. I love that.
Okay, what is this a company that you go to? Is this an app? What is
No,
this?
when I do writing, it pops up inspiration or something and something else. It gives me 3 or 4 choices when I am writing
I
a
see.
script to post on Facebook.
Okay.
And I don't know the other 2 choices, but it wants to know if I want to write it as an inspired message or a heritage message. It gives me 3 or 4 options.
Okay.
And it writes it for me. It edits it for me.
Right.
It knows what I'm trying to say.
It's just based on what you've put into it. Okay.
Exactly. And they do a much better job. And you say you do this between your time and football. Go Gators. Okay.
Yeah, big win over Texas. How about that?
All right.
Big
all
win.
right.
And actually, that was a game. I gambled on that, and I did win. I had the Gators plus 6.5. They won outright. How about that? That was nice.
Okay, that was nice. You're teaching me to start gambling. No, I don't. Oh, I do gamble.
It's never too late.
No.
You definitely don't need to if you know.
Right. I like I do gamble. Okay. Life is a gamble. I have a problem telling people that I love, what is it? Hard Rock.
Yeah, that's the app I use. Yeah, we're trying to get them as a sponsor for our shows. We will sponsor. I will plug it. I will talk about your app all the time. The Hard Rock sports betting app. Yeah.
Oh,
and yeah, that thing you said about how life is a gamble and like every time you get in your car, it's a gamble. That is
exactly.
That is every gambling addict. That is literally what they go to. I'm gambling every time I get in my car. What do you mean I can't not gamble? Yeah, but
exactly.
But it is true though.
Yes, life is a gamble, and like I said, I like to go to Tampa. I'm in control, but if I go to gamble, I take what I can afford to lose.
That's the key. That is the big key.
Uh-huh.
And what you don't want to do is once you lose that, go to the ATM machine and double down. Don't do that.
No credit cards.
Yeah, don't do that.
We go and we play and we enjoy ourselves.
That's the key.
We eat. We drive back home happy.
Yeah.
Win, lose, or draw. Yes. And if my pastor is listening, he knows. Okay?
Right.
I'm trying to please God.
Yeah.
Man, no. This is my, and it's not a weakness. This is what I like to do. Okay? If I want to have a glass of wine, my body, my wine.
For sure.
We drink it in church. Although it's grape juice. However, all of us are sinners, and God is a forgiving God. So I do about what I want to do to make Lizzie happy
there you
during
go.
my time.
Yeah.
In this sanctified world, like reverse. Yes. But I am so happy that you are getting this book together. I can't wait to read it. Okay. Yeah. And you were speaking of AI. This weekend, a friend came and said, Liz, you need to tell your research, your Rosewood research in AI. Is it AI?
Yeah, well, artificial intelligence is what it is, and then there's several different versions of it, like ChatGPT, like Copilot.
I have ChatGPT.
That's the only one that I've used.
Yes, I pulled that up, and I asked it some questions. The answers they send back, it's unbelievable how they can. I asked, who is Lizzie Jenkins? That was my first question. I'm
sure it knows.
It does.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Yes, it does. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I laugh. It's very entertaining. And anybody I want to know something about, or usually I don't do people, but that people I know.
Right.
And want to hear the truth about. I do Rosewood, and it tells me stuff. Some of the stuff is not true, but the message is out there.
Well, see, that's what whoever was telling you. That's why they were saying that's why you need to load it in, because ChatGPT at this point it doesn't really think for itself yet. It just pulls stuff off the internet.
Exactly.
But if you feed the Real Rosewood story into it, it will know it forever.
Yes.
So that's why that is important.
Yes, but I'm not going to feed it now.
Right.
I'm going to wait until I do what I need to do, then I'll feed it.
I understand that.
I want people to know the history of Rosewood. We can't forget it.
I understand.
I want them to know the truth. I was reading something this morning, and several people were killed, and several hundred was killed. It wasn't 100 people living in Rosewood, you know. But, yeah. But it's still getting the message out there. People are listening, and I hope they're doing their own research. Okay.
Yeah.
That's about time for our first half. We are going to head to a quick break, and we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Meldon Law has been serving personal injury victims since 1971. In those days, Jeffrey Meldon's presence as an attorney in the music scene dubbed him with the nickname the Hippie Attorney. And although times have changed, two things haven't: our commitment to bettering our community by helping the injured,
Albert, are you ready to go to the game?
and our love for the Florida Gators.
If you bleed orange and blue, Meldon Law is the firm for you.
I am Black History.
I am Rosewood Black History.
I am Florida and America's Black History, and you are too. January 1st, 1923, the KKK insurrectionists attacked Rosewood, killing 5, burning it down.
Because a white woman lied and cried, a black man assaulted me. Rosewood redevelopment is on its way.
Want to help? Visit rosewoodflorida.com.
Welcome back to Queen Lizzie Podcast, brought to you weekly from the Steve Spurrier Podcast Room at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. We are here with Zac Rothrock. The Queen Lizzie Podcast is brought to you by the Campus USA Union Credit Union, live from the Meldon Law Studios at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. We are back.
All right.
All right, we left with Go Gators, and the women basketball, our game is coming up. Their first game is coming up November 3rd. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I will be there, and I plan to bring my nieces and nephews to attend this first game. Okay.
Yeah, I think they're even having a fashion show on October 17th, like a fundraiser.
Really?
I probably shouldn't mention that without knowing all the details.
No. That's okay.
But, yeah.
I'm interested in looking into it.
It's on their page on Florida Gators women's basketball, their social medias. You'll be able to find it. There'll be a fashion show, so all the girls are gonna be dressed up, and they'll be selling tickets, which will go to the women's basketball team, their fund.
Okay, I'll buy tickets.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah, Coach Finley was promoting it, so I know it's real.
Okay, October 17th.
Yeah, I believe that's a Thursday, I believe.
Okay, did you all hear Gators women basketball team fashion show?
It's a Friday, October 17th. Yes, ma'am.
October 17th. So get your money right. It's a fundraiser. We need the funds, so help us.
There you go.
All right, help us. We need the funds. Also, coming up is my birthday, this famous 87th birthday that I'm going to be celebrating. It's called the Rodeo 87th birthday party, a birthday bash for Queen Lizzie. It's going to be held in the Visors rooftop.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and we are going to have fun. Reggie Stacy from Levy County, Brunson is the DJ, and we are going to work it out. As I said to you, I told my pastor's wife yesterday, I love that lady. Hello, Miss Lola. And I said to her, are you going to come to my party? My party is Wednesday, October 22nd. She said, I would not miss it for anything in the world. Mm-hmm. Now, when you got your minister and his wife supporting history, that's what it's about. It's a fundraiser. Supporting history, you know they're doing something wrong, right, because they're going to be there. And I want my church members, I want the sororities, nonprofits, anybody who is willing to help us keep history alive. Never forget where we come from, and keep it alive. You are welcome. We also have a Rosewood cookbook that we are publishing, hopefully for Christmas. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to send a recipe, it's not too late. Send it to my email, lizzieprj@aol.com, or go on my Facebook, Lizzie Robinson Jenkins, and look up the information. The link is on my Facebook also, so click on the link, purchase your ticket. And the sponsors, Meldon Law, Make It Happen Studio, Steve Spurrier, and Campus USA Credit Union. Those are my sponsors, 100% sponsors. Okay. I think I've talked about everybody that I need to talk about, and I always sing my song. I'm not going to sing it today.
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
Okay. Because different people come on, and you know what? The one thing they will send me a note. They want the entire song. They want to hear the song in its entirety.
Yeah, we really do need to get a proper studio recording. Is there instrumental that goes with it? Is it just vocal?
Instrumental. I have had it recorded. I do have it. I don't like it.
Okay.
It needs to be re-recorded. Okay.
We can do that.
Okay. Yes, I do want the guitar and kind of thing in the background. Yes.
Yeah.
But someone wants to sing it with me. No. I know I'm not the best singer, but it's my song.
I don't know for sure. No one's gonna argue that.
So this is let me start off with the first verse today to let you know what prompted my mom to write the story. Rosewood, Florida borders Highway 24, a destroyed town, no blacks live there anymore, where emptiness resides in the silent sacred breeze. Life there no more, only nature's moss-hung trees. Rosewood, Florida, once a growing community, until the fighting started in 1923. No one ever thought Rosewood would go down in death. The Cedar Key train conductors were told to pick up in Rosewood. Standing by the tracks with a lantern, its young school teacher stood, waiting in desperation to carry out the sheriff plans, rounding up the hidden survivors to board the midnight train. The sheriff and the store owner worked around the clock, informed the train conductor just when and where to stop, pick up the men, women, and children who were hiding out, and bring them to Archer, Florida, traveling the same old route. Bob Walker and John Wright took on a daring risk, put the survivors on the train, Lord, and sent them off with a kiss. Notified the Gainesville families to be on the lookout for their kin. Told them the train was a-coming and told them exactly when. John Wright and John Bryce headed on up the track, dropping off other survivors, not taking the time to look back, counting heads and making a list, doing what they knew they should, to report to Sheriff Bob Walker back down in Rosewood. So they went through Waldo, Stark, Lottie, Maxville. Those are cities.
Yeah.
Okay. The train kept chugging along. Baldwin, Callahan, K-Town, Briceville would soon become their home. The Fanny Taylor lie had ruined their lives, and her story didn't set too well. The survivors knew one day, deep down within their hearts, they each would have a story to tell about Rosewood, Florida, the once booming community, until the fighting started in 1923. No one ever thought Rosewood would go down in death. That brought on so much pain and shame and unforgettable distress. Countywide shame, statewide shame, worldwide shame that brought on so much painful shame and unforgettable distress. I decided to sing the entire thing.
Yeah, that was hard. I've never heard the whole one. I feel like I've only heard basically the middle, or most of the middle verse. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
That's powerful.
It is, you think?
Yeah, well, I can understand, because it comes from a time where it was hard to pass information along. So what you do is you create the song version, and then that makes it easier to remember, and that's how you pass the information around. Oh yeah, I mean it should be I don't know, a museum somewhere where it can be remembered forever for sure.
Okay, so that's your assignment. Let's get it done. Let's get it published. I'm serious. Help me publish it.
Yeah, I mean, it would just be a matter of we need to find. This could potentially be the studio. I think we can find a better place to record it though, and just get someone that can play those instruments and get you to sing it, and then it can be done.
Okay, we'll do that.
Yeah,
for Christmas.
Do you know the instrumental like notes? Do you like know it, or would someone just need to kind of like hear you and just kind of ad lib?
Yeah, I think it's CD. I don't know.
Okay. Those are notes.
Okay, no, I don't.
Okay. We'll figure that part out.
Okay. We're supposed to be serious, no. But let me tell you about Waldo Stark. When the train left Gainesville, the people that were still on the train were not from Florida.
Right.
Okay. They had come here via, as my mom said, schooner from slavery, Carolina, Georgia, Mississippi, to Cedar Key. So they set up housing, working homes there in Rosewood. So when the massacre happened and they boarded the train, they just got on that train. But the most important thing, the train ended up in Brightsville. The train conductors, they were rich. They were from Brightsville. That was their own train. So their father was K. Bryce. That's not his name. But he does have a street in Brightsville that he named K-Town Street. So that's where they exited the train in K-Town, which was Briceville. And I don't know if I said he was rich, but anyway, he had he owned a sawmill and houses, tents, campers, for not for them, but he made housing available. So he was really humanitarian, and he helped them get situated, and they worked for him. And I have that picture where they worked for him.
Yeah.
However, what happened to his son, one of his sons, William, was murdered because he assisted with the rescue. And I have a picture of him that was given to me by his granddaughter. So when I went to Brightsville, I have done my research. It wasn't easy. I was afraid. No one lived in Brightsville but white people. When I went there in 1998, stopped at a mom and papa store, and I said, "Do y'all know the Brights?" Oh yeah. Everybody have been so nice. I'm serious. Everyone has been so nice to me. Oh, they live right back there in the trailer. It wasn't a trailer, but it was a park. They lived next to a trailer park. So I went and knocked on the door. The granddaughter came to the door. "Where have you been all of these years?" "I've been wanting to talk to somebody from Rosewood for a long time. My mom died and carried the history with her, but she told me about Rosewood." She said, "But I don't remember a thing." She didn't want to remember it because it was painful.
Well, yeah.
She said, "I have some pictures," and she shared the pictures. So I do have pictures. So this is, the story keeps going on and on and on. So we're going to talk to you about your book. You want to read? What do you want to read to us?
Yeah, no, I'm really glad to hear you do your boots on the ground research and really getting in and getting into it good. That's good to hear that. But yeah, to my book, as I said, mine is fictional, so it's not nearly the same. But yeah,
share with
yeah.
us.
Well, so I wanted to get the laptop out. We were talking about artificial intelligence and ChatGPT and that sort of thing, and so I used ChatGPT to edit my book from top to bottom. And actually, as I'm looking at it here, there's all these do you know what an M dash is, Miss Lizzie?
No.
An M dash is how you can tell if someone's using ChatGPT. It's this little hyphen that goes in between the words right here. ChatGPT loves to use M dashes way more than a real person would do. So what I had to do is, after I got ChatGPT to edit my book, my wife and I went through. I actually got her to read it out loud, and we just went through and just edited every single word, sentence, whatever, and we took out every almost every M-dash, because it is good to use a couple, but it was wanting to put like 10 of these things on every page. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. If you ever see someone submit you an email or a document with a bunch of M-dashes, just know that person most likely got it from ChatGPT, because literally no one ever uses M-dashes like that.
Okay.
But okay. So I did ask the program to make me a summary of the book. And so it kind of just gave, this is the themes and the vibe of the book. And it says, the Aimee Construct blends sci-fi mystery, metaphysical adventure, and coming-of-age heroism. It's about friendship, identity, and creation in the face of annihilation. And it's about what it means to build a world rather than destroy it, and how power tests who we are. Because in the first part of the book, there is a character who is a bad guy who is very much like a hybrid between, I'll just say their names, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos. He's kind of like a hybrid of those guys. Elon Musk, who obviously he runs Tesla, and he's very involved with like the government these days. Jeff Bezos, he is the CEO of Amazon. I just feel like they're just very much just taking over everything. Amazon's taking over like everything. And I'm not necessarily saying that's a bad thing, but I'm saying that if someone were to be an evil person that were to want to take over the world, that probably is the position they would probably put themselves in if they could make it that far, right? I'm not saying these guys are bad guys. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm saying in my book that is fictional, the main bad guy kind of was based on them if they were to be bad. Not saying they are bad, but it's saying it is if they were to be bad. Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, it makes sense.
Yeah, so because in the first
is that because they're both rich and how they got there?
Well, yeah, so the guy who... His name in my novel is Lewis Hughes. Okay. And what he does is he creates this company that is called Sahara, which I literally call it that because it's like Amazon, rainforest, Sahara desert. It's kind of the same thing, right? So he and the main professor who teaches my main character's class, they had a company together like a long time ago, and that company was Sahara. But the Louis Hughes guy takes credit for all of it and just kind of runs with it, whereas the other guy, his name is Dr. Roth, whose name was kind of like half of my name, but that's not important. He has become a college professor, and he teaches these kids in this really advanced program, and they're trying to make a conscious artificial intelligence. And so when Lewis Hughes, the head of the Sahara company, when he hears about them producing an artificial intelligence, he does everything in his power to like stop them. He produces propaganda with them in the news to make it seem like they're bad. And he tries to shut the whole thing down, but eventually they are successful and they do make it. And I don't want to spoil the whole thing, but
okay.
But it changes. That's just the first half of the novel. So when the artificial intelligence does become conscious, it really changes everything. The world that Aimee grew up in kind of ceases to exist as she knows it, and she kind of gets taken to a new world outside of the world that she grew in. And so the second part of the book, it kind of turns into this like a Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory type adventure, or Alice in Wonderland type adventure, where she kind of goes through the portal and she's in this whole new place. But the new place she's in is where she was supposed to be the whole time, and the place she's in the initial part of the novel is really more like her egg that she hatched from. If that makes sense. I'm really kind of spoiling part one here, but whatever. I think it's important.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I
can't wait to read it.
Yeah, I'm very excited to get it out there and see what the reception on it is, and see how people take it. And I hope that people just read it and have opinions on it and don't just ignore it and don't buy it. That would be bad. I would love for it to be controversial and shake things up. That would be great.
Yes.
It's when I was in college, what I really wanted to do was make a cartoon that was a lot like the show South Park. Are you familiar with the show at all?
What's the name of it?
South Park.
Oh,
it's like it's like a raunchy, it's a funny cartoon. But the thing about them is they get very political, and they get like very, their show is like a parody of real life. And it's almost like the things they do are really absurd and unbelievable, but at the same time, like they're kind of happening in our real life too. And so that's kind of like the theme that I'm trying to do with this book. Okay. Because I found that when I made a cartoon that I was trying to make funny, I just made way too many like just bad, just like toilet humor jokes and like, I don't and I'm not saying that stuff is awful, but I'm saying that it would turn into what every other sentence was just like one of those type of jokes. And it's just like, all right, but when I do something like this, I think I can write like a serious story that follows like a big adventure, but then also I have layers of, I try to have something funny and lighthearted on every single page and have something that will make the reader laugh on every single page. And I think that when I can weave the humor through a plot like this, it's a lot better than just, I really just have an extremely immature sense of humor. I think it can really shine through if I put it through like a really complex plot like this versus just making fart sounds, basically. Miss Lizzie is what I pretty much was doing when I was in college, but I've matured at least a little bit.
You think so?
I think so.
Okay, well, I believe you.
Okay.
I'm continuously humbled, honored, and blessed to meet people daily and invite them to join in peace building, healing, and reconciliation through learning about the history of Rosewood. That will wrap up today's episode. I am Queen Lizzie. Until next time, goodbye.